One thing you should know about me is that I love dolls. But you know what I don't love? Ones that are haunted or age. And welcome back to my channel. I'm Sophia Lovelace and I post about ghosts, ghouls, anything creepy and cool. So if you like any of that stuff, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below to be notified when I have new uploads. Also, when you're down there, make sure to hit the bell icon. That way you are notified when I have new uploads, but you are also notified when I have premieres, which is an opportunity for you to chat with me live as we watch my video together. If you've ever had a childhood toy, you would know that eventually with time, they will age. Well, kind of differently from how this doll aged, but basically if you have a toy, you know, the chances of it being broken are pretty high. Eventually the colors will fade. It won't be as good condition as it was when you first pulled it out of the box, and that's just the nature of all things. However, this doll is different. After years of being locked away in an attic, she came out looking like she was moments away from death, which is not something you would expect from a doll that used to be a baby doll. The story goes that a family, one Christmas or a birthday, bought their daughter a doll, just like most girls receive a doll. And it was just your normal, typical, regular doll that have been made for decades. And of course, like most children, she grew bored of the doll, so the family decided to put it in the attic, and she was forgotten about. 11 years later, the family decided to clean out the attic, and they discovered this strange looking doll. Now, at first they were very confused about what this doll was and where it came from because they didn't recognize it. Like, nobody would go to the store and purchase a doll that looked like this. Unless you were probably into the paranormal and spooky looking things, but considering they bought this for a child, I don't think so. The doll had wrinkles and it looked like her arms and legs were mummified. For a while they were confused about this doll until they saw the clothing that was on the doll and that accompanied the doll, and they were reminded that it was the doll they had given their daughter 11 years ago. And they were very freaked out, and understandably so. They were terrified once they realized the doll had aged. They even claimed upon looking at the doll that they had this strong feeling in this sense that a spirit or a ghost had inhabited the body of the doll. And I can totally see that. Upon looking at this image of the doll, you can totally see, I don't know, I personally, when I first saw the image, it totally looks like a person, and I just feel like once you look at the eyes, you are convinced that a spirit is within this doll. But of course, that's just me. If you think differently, feel free to leave a comment down below. So they gave the doll to new owners, which I found really strange because what type of person would like this kind of doll? Now, it doesn't say, because usually with stories like this, it says that it was donated to paranormal investigators or some other person who is interested in strange and obscure things. But from my research, apparently the doll keeps on getting, well, it's rumored, passed on from owner to owner. And nobody knows what the doll looks like now. But I'm really surprised that nobody just threw out the doll, because one of the theories of what is causing the doll to look like this is doll rot. Some doll collectors argue that the doll might have been made out of plastic or organic material, meaning that it rots over time. Well, that's what my research said, that plastic can cause doll rot. But I really don't know about that because plastic, I thought, lasted forever. I mean, not in the same condition over time. Of course, it doesn't look as nice and as pretty, but I thought that was one of the reasons that people don't like plastic, because it doesn't decompose. But if the doll was made with an organic material, maybe like cloth or maybe biodegradable plastic, maybe that would cause doll rot. However, I agree with the other group of doll collectors that if it was doll rot, the doll would crack or brittle. It wouldn't have wrinkles like this. Paranormal enthusiasts theorize that either a a spirit possessed the doll while the girl was still playing with the doll and while she was out of the attic, and once she got put in the attic, the spirit was stuck there for 11 years. Others theorize that the spirit possessed the doll because nobody was using it and nobody would notice, so the spirit could live a life of secrecy in the attic. However, my thoughts on this are, if you were a spirit, so I'm assuming a spirit is a, former human being, and you could possess things, wouldn't you possess something else that was more interesting? I wouldn't personally possess a doll that was living in the attic because you couldn't see anything. You're locked away in a box. I personally would possess a doll that was displayed on someone's shelf. That way I can walk around at night and scare people. But that's just me. I really like scaring people. And that's probably why I created this channel. I get people all the time in my personal life telling me that they can't watch my videos because they're too scary, which I personally don't understand because I don't think my channel's that scary. But also I have a huge collection of dolls sitting behind me, and I don't think a lot of people would be comfortable doing this. I mean, I swear none of them are haunted. At least I don't think they are. Okay, maybe Samantha. Samantha might be haunted. Some believe this doll is similar to something that happened in the book by Oscar Wilde, A Picture of Dorian Gray, which, if you've seen the movie Dorian Gray, it's the same story. And that story, basically what happens in A Picture of Dorian Gray is that someone wants to live forever and they want to be young forever. So they paint this painting and the painting ages and the person lives forever. So it's kind of like reversed, that, paintings are supposed to last forever and people are not, but then through magic and that kind of thing, it got switched. So somebody thinks that this is what happened with the doll, that somebody out there is being young forever and they're being beautiful forever, while this doll is aging for them. Other people just assume that it's some sort of black magic or voodoo. But make sure to leave your thoughts and theories down below because I would love to hear them. I love talking about haunted dolls, and I love hearing people's paranormal theories because, it's impossible for me to think of every possible outcome or theory out there of why this doll could be like this. So if you have any theories, make sure to leave it down in the comments section below because I would love to read it. And I also think that people watching this video would love to hear about it too. If you have any suggestions for any haunted dolls that I should talk about in the future, make sure to also leave a comment down below talking about that. I have talked on my channel about Robert the doll. I have talked about Annabelle the doll, and who else have I talked about? I also have videos reacting to haunted dolls. So if you want to see me and my opinions about famous haunted dolls caught moving on camera videos, I will have those linked in the description box below, so you can go watch those there. So I think that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button down below because I post about ghosts, ghouls, anything creepy and cool. So if you like any of that stuff, make sure to subscribe. And also when you're down there, make sure to hit the bell. That way you are notified when I have premieres. And I think that's it for today. Stay spooky, and I'll see you guys next time. A lot of times when people ask me why I spend so much money on dolls, I think of it as a security system. So a lot of people are afraid of dolls. So if somebody came in to break into my house to steal all of my camera equipment, they would see the dolls and they would get freaked out and they would leave. Meaning that I actually would be saving money because thieves are not taking my stuff. No? Just me? I'm the crazy one? Okay.